Man, Thurgood Marshall couldn't stay overnight in Norman because it was a sundown town at the time. King, when he was 24 years old, he tried to get a job at Calvary Baptist Church in Deep Deuce, downtown Oklahoma City. He may not have evolved to the Dr. King that we know him to be today had he got the job, right? He was fresh out of seminary school. He had graduated.
Yeah, because I think all the stuff that he did there would go different here.
Yeah, so I mean, if he'd have been in Oklahoma City, I mean, you never know. But the civil rights movement ended up being pretty big out here, and maybe that would have made our civil rights movement even more known. Because here in Oklahoma, we had big things in the civil rights movement that preceded uh, the places that we know them more for, like Durham, North Carolina, for the sit-ins. The sit-ins in Oklahoma City preceded that by like a couple of years. You know what I mean? And it was very unique and dynamic with Miss Clara Luper because she had children involved and they desegregated the lunch counters. Like they began the desegregation in like just 2 or 3 days. You know what I mean? Because if kids are doing sit-ins, you got to be real crazy racist folks to spit on or harm kids. You know what I mean? So they couldn't really fight that. So before you knew it, boom. So the sit-ins, even integration in secondary education or just higher level education with Miss Ada Lois Sipuel Fisher
I
applying
haven't
to
heard
go
that
to
name. I've heard of Clara
OU.
Luper before, though.
Yeah, well, Miss Fisher applied to go to OU in 1948, and the NAACP had Thurgood Marshall representing her in 1948. So this preceded Brown versus the Board of Education in 1955, which we know more commonly as the case to integrate the public school system. You know what I mean? So this was at the college level. Was at higher education, but Thurgood Marshall, that's the same lawyer. This preluded. This was the work that he done that led to the Brown versus Board of Education. But they integrated OU by 1950. You had like 6 black students that applied to go to OU, and it was ongoing cases. And OU got integrated. You know what I mean? Miss Fisher got her degree, her law degree at OU in 1952. You know what I'm saying? So, big history, big facts.
That's a big ass
Yeah.
milestone.
Man, Thurgood Marshall couldn't stay overnight in Norman because it was a sundown town at the time.